Hello viewers, I welcome you to another episode on this channel. In today's tutorial, I'm here to do a theory correction of some of the mistakes we make using our already developed patterns. You see, these mistakes, they look very less important, but they affect our works. So I'm going to illustrate that with this pattern here. This is what I could lay my hands on at this point. So I'm going to start straight away. When drafting your pattern, is either you use the left side of the last or you use the right. So assuming you can see where the masking tape here is, which means I used the right part of the last to create this pattern. So which means it is this way. One thing you should be mindful of and be observant of is after developing that pattern, you have already known that here is the outside. You can see the shape here and here will not be the same. So if I place this pattern like this now, this is for the right side of the last. If I place it like this also on the left, it will not actually fit properly, because the here is flattened, as you can see, but here you can see here is flattened, but here is a bit up and here is flattened. If you understand what I mean, here is totally flat. On this side here is flat, and then there's a kind of bulgy a part here. You can see it. So if I place this like this now on the other side of the side of the last, it won't match. But most of us, we make that mistake. We use it this way because it is like this. We use it to mark for the left and right. It will not give me proper shape. So what we're going to do after developing that pattern, I have already known this is for the right side of the last, so I will give it a mark. You look here, you see a mark I gave here, a triangle, a kind of triangle with my scissors. Each time I pick this pattern, I have already known that here, this side is for the inside of the last. That here that I just gave this mark will come in. So that's one. So each time I want to mark out this pattern on my leather, if I have to do, for instance, I'm making two pairs with this pattern now, which means I'm going to place it like this on the leather, and I will mark 2 times. Then I'm going to turn it this way again and mark 2 times, which means facing up means left for 2, and here facing up means right 2 times. Then if I'm making one pair, I will mark 1 facing like this, then I will turn it again 2. This system is applicable to both shoe patterns and the rest of them, because after creating your pattern with one side of the last, you don't need to create any other pattern. With that single pattern, you can mark the other side of the last. So you don't make that mistake using a single pattern you've made and placing the same way to mark for left and right. After marking like this, you turn it, it becomes for the other side of the last, whatsoever pattern you are making. So it will reduce you the stress of creating a pattern separately for the left side and also creating another pattern for the right part or the right last. So please, most people make this simple mistake. I know it is very simple, but if you're not observant, if you're still upcoming shoemaker, you tend to make this kind of mistakes, and that's why sometimes after finishing your work, you find out that the two shapes are not, as in they are not looking appealing, because definitely using the side for the left for the right will not give you a proper fitted footwear. So thank you, and I hope you remember what I have taught you. After developing your pattern, give it a mark where it's going to the inside. So each time you pick that pattern, you already know that here that you've marked will always face here, this flat part of the last. See, here will always face this flat part of the last. One funny thing about this is that if you also place it this way on the other side of the last, it will look as if it matches it properly. But after coupling, that is when you will discover. If you look closely, you will know that it is not really matching. So after developing the pattern, give it a mark like this is for one part, and then you mark like this again for the other side of the last, left and right. So thank you for this short theory tutorial, and I believe you won't continue to make this kind of mistake if you're a person out there that is making this kind of mistake. So thank you, and see you next time. Don't forget to subscribe and also push the notification bell to get updates as soon as our videos are dropping, and also keep learning and don't give up. See you next time.